Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Yellow. Last time, what else did we do? We continued our way all the way down south to Fuchsia City, and we almost made it there, but unfortunately we couldn't quite do it. In between episodes, I went and healed the team, as you might expect me to, and I also deposited TM20 in the PC because I have absolutely no use for it whatsoever. So we are going to be continuing onwards here. Alright, looks like this is the next guy I have to fight. When I whistle, I can summon bird Pokemon. Very cool. Now, in between the last episode and this episode, I did a little bit of research as to imminent events in the game, and I made a really unfortunate discovery that I'm going to be going into later on in this video, which is going to render some of the things I mentioned last episode about what we are going to be doing in the immediate future a little bit null and void, because I've had to actually shuffle around the plans for in what order we are going to be doing events. Pikachu is trying to learn agility. That's an interesting one. It's pretty fast. I think I'm going to abandon learning agility. Alright, up next is Farfetch'd. I'm basically going to sweep through this guy with Pikachu because, you know, why wouldn't I? Alrighty. But yeah, all the trainers around here, you know, mid to late 20s, maybe some 30s. Really not too terribly high. You know, standard par for the course. In case you guys didn't notice, I'm setting up for a rant later in the episode. Alright, anyway, gonna Thunderbolt this Doduo right here. And next up is going to be what? It is going to be a Pidgey. Okay, all you people who keep on insisting that you're not going to evolve your Pidgey, I mean, whatever. Alrighty. Anyway, down he goes. Watch that be the last trainer on the route. I haven't actually done the research as to if he is or not, so he darn well might. Let's see here. Nope, we got one more. Alright, we've got this lass, I guess. Want to play with my Pokemon? Play is a strong word. Honestly, no one ever plays in these kinds of games. Really, it's more beating the snot out of each other. I mean, honestly, you look at the numbers, that's what it is. Anyway, we're gonna switch over to Charizard, I think. Honestly, Charizard is not very good. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but the fact that Charizard is a Charizard and only knows Ember, that's really not great. And I know that's really not Charizard's fault, it's more the game's fault, because Charizard's a lot better later on, but like, its best move for the next 10 levels or so is going to be Slash, which, don't get me wrong, good move. The problem is, it's not a stab move, and it's not super effective on anything. Like, I really, really, really wish we had Flamethrower, but I actually looked it up because I was getting a little impatient. Turns out we're not getting Flamethrower until level 46. Yeah. And that's the only other Fire-type move worth discussing that Charizard can actually learn in this game. So yeah, we're going to be stuck with Ember for the majority of our adventure from the looks of it, because I don't know how long it's going to take for Charizard to get to level 46, but I think it'll be quite a while. And like, I even checked our rare candy supply, we've only got like 5 or 6, so we can't get that Flamethrower for a decent amount of time. Although it's a little bit closer, because now we're level 37. Alright, we have Oddish coming out. Going to let it switch in. Okie dokie. Now, one thing I actually neglected to look up, but honestly I wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't possible, I really wonder if Charizard can get Wing Attack. Because I feel like Wing Attack would be a really, really good move on Charizard, but it's Generation 1, so you never know, it might not even be able to get Wing Attack. And yes, I'm pretty sure Wing Attack is in Generation 1. It's one of those moves that's been around for an eternity, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Anyway, we have Tangela coming out next, and I feel like I remember I had a friend in elementary school who would pronounce this thing Tangela, and I'm pretty sure that's not the intended pronunciation. Anyway, we defeated the junior trainer, and she was too impatient. As was I suppose, but we'll get to that in a moment. Anyway, right here is the final end of this route. Are you working on a Pokedex? Professor Oak's aide came by here. Anyway, head up the stairs. We want to talk to this guy. Hi, remember me? I'm Professor Oak's aide. If you caught 50 kinds of Pokemon, I'm supposed to give you an experience all. What this item will do is it will take the experience earned by your Pokemon in battle, and it will evenly distribute it 6 ways across your entire party. It does not multiply it in any way, unlike the experience share in the newer generations of Pokemon. So honestly, it spreads your XP so thin. I really don't like this item. A lot of people really like it, but I'm really not the biggest fan of it, which is why it doesn't really bother me that we don't have enough Pokemon to get this yet. Uh-oh, you've caught only 27 kinds. You need 50 if you want the experience all. I do plan on coming back here to get this item at some point, but I'm in no rush to get it. Anyway, check the binoculars. A large shining bird is flying towards the sea. Huh. Now doesn't that look interesting? I'm curious, does that actually add it to our Pokedex? I'm not sure if it does. Scroll it on, and it does not. So, the identity of that Pokemon will, for now, remain unknown. Very fascinating stuff. Anyway, right through here, we are finally in Fuchsia City. Now, gonna fully admit, straight up, the plan was to come here, beat the gym, get the 2 HMs, move on. However, in yellow only, they decided it would be hilarious fun to buff the gym in this town like crazy. So, Fuchsia City Pokemon Gym leader Koga, the Poisonous Ninja Master. They didn't change any of the gym trainers, they're still in the mid-30s like everyone else in the area. But the gym leader has a Pokemon that is, no joke, level 50. So, change of plans is we're basically going to be passing through this town grabbing almost nothing. And then later on in the game, after we have our 5th badge, which we are going to be getting from somewhere else, we're going to come back here when we are far more prepared. Bill files his own Pokemon data on his PC. Did he show you? He didn't, but we did have the opportunity, I just forgot. You've met Bill? He's my grandson. He always liked collecting things, even as a child. Sir, it sounds like you're going to be moving house within a couple of years. Safari Zone's warden is old, but still active. All his teeth are false, though. Interesting stuff, very interesting stuff. That is not the house I was looking for. But I think first things first, we're going to want to head in here to the Pokemon Center and heal, because Pikachu took a bit of a beating, it's hard to say, and Charizard is actually unconscious, which is no good. But yeah, original plan was to do everything we could do in Fuchsia City. However, based on the fact that we're going to have to come back here and do the gym at a later point anyway, we're pretty much going to be skipping most of the stuff in town. As far as on Warden's home, that is not the one I want to find. I'm actually looking for you, I think. I'm the fishing guru's older brother. I simply love fishing. Again, what's with the capitalization? Do you like to fish? Sure, why not? Grand, I like your style. Take this and fish, young one. And we receive a good rod, which is not as good as the super rod, but it's a nice little intermediate level, and I think there might be certain Pokemon you can only get with the good rod. I'm not positive, but since we're doing pretty much nothing else in town, we might as well give it a shot. But yeah, the fact that they put the good rod here and they put the super rod on the route that we just came from tells me that it sounds like that, at least in this type of progression, they probably planned on you departing for Fuchsia from Celadon instead of from Lavender. But this is what I decided to do. And also, wow, what is with this good rod? Good my foot. It's not... Okay, there we go. It's a bite. And let's see what it is. It's a Poliwag. That's an interesting one. I don't think I have a Poliwag. So, I think what we are going to do is we are going to catch it for our Pokedex because we need to get on our way to 50 Pokemon, because I'm pretty sure the Experience Hall is the highest item for Pokedex completion. That was really, really poorly worded. Out of all the items that you can get from Professor Oak's aid, the Experience Hall requires the most. That's what I meant to say. So hopefully that all makes sense now. Alrighty. In Fire and Leaf Green, they did add a requirement for 60 Pokemon later in the game, but that is not in Yellow, so we don't have to worry about that. And yes, Poliwag is new. The direction of the spiral on the belly differs by area. It is more adept at swimming than walking. Very neat. Didn't really have to catch one of those, but I figured, you know what? We're here, we have the rod, we might as well give it a whirl. Anyhow, now that we have done that, I think we are good to head out of town. Also, if you want to stock up, if you chop down this tree, I believe the Pokemart is right on the other side. But yeah, pretty much everything else in this area is either flavor text or required stuff that we're going to be skipping for now because I really don't feel confident that we'll be able to do it. So instead, our change of plans is that we are heading out this way, Route 18, and we are going to loop back around to Celadon City, where we are actually going to find another Snorlax, which should be interesting. Also, wild Pokemon attacking. Oh, that's interesting. It's a wild Fearow. That is not what I was expecting. I mean, I guess we could try and catch it, just to be a little fancy here. How much is Slam going to do? I highly doubt it'll knock it out. Ooh, that actually did a decent amount of damage. Alright, Quick Attack should do a bit less, though, so we should be alright? Yeah. Alright, so yeah, we're going to be catching a Fearow, which really doesn't matter because I don't plan on using it, but again, it's Pokedex data, and that's what's important here. 1, 2, and it broke out. Hey. Honestly, after trying to catch Snorlax a few episodes back, I'm wondering if the, algorithm is a little screwed up in red, blue, and yellow, because I had that thing shake exactly one time over and over and over again, and I'm really not sure what was up with that. Maybe it's just my bad luck. Anyway, we did manage to catch Fearow. I love that cry, by the way. A Pokemon that dates back many years. If it senses danger, it flies high and away, instantly. Very neat. Anyway, send that to Bill's PC, and I think our PC box is getting pretty full, actually. This is my turf. Get out of here. This line's about 19 years and 3 months ahead of its time, isn't it? Alrighty. Anyway, got Spearow coming out right here. Hopefully I did that math in my head right. Yeah, I think I did it right. Anyway, I'm gonna Thunderbolt that right there. Anyone who gets the reference, props to you. Alright, Thunderbolt brings down Spearow with no trouble, which honestly I'm not surprised about in the slightest. Next up we have another Spearow, because the trainers in this game are just so creative. Okie dokie. So, I guess I could mention that I checked my channel page just before recording this episode, and we are at 760 subscribers, which is really cool. And honestly, there's really nothing inherently special about that number. It's just really crazy to me because literally this time last week, I only had 750. So that's 10 subscribers in a week, which is pretty good by my standards, and I was looking at it even further, and I believe we hit 700 subscribers on January 9th? And I am recording this on the Wednesday before it goes up, by the way. So that means we've gained 60 subscribers in about 3 months, which is pretty good. But the other crazy thing is, we've also gained about 10 subscribers in a week, which means it's gotten pretty rapid growth recently, which is kind of crazy. I'm wondering if we'll be able to hit 1,000 by the time this channel turns 5 years old, because the channel turns 5 years old on, I believe it's July 22nd, 2017? I don't know if we can do it. I'm challenging you guys. I really, really don't think you're going to be able to pull it off. Alrighty. Anyway, gonna Thunderbolt this Dodrio right here, and this thing's level 34. That's pretty high. That's kind of crazy, actually. Alrighty. Just a sliver. Just barely not one-hitting stuff. That's the worst. I know I've ranted about it like 4 or 5 times before. But yeah, just barely not one-shotting something in Pokemon, it hurts. It really, really hurts. Anyway, we got one more trainer in this little random corner right here, which I think is the only grassy patch on this entire route. We're seeing that a lot recently. Pretty much every route that we traversed on the way down here, and now this route, all pretty much, except for I think the one right east of Fuchsia, they all had just one patch of grass to find Pokemon in. Seems really, really strange. I feel like Kanto tends to do that a lot. They just put one patch of grass on the route and they're like, alright, figure it out. Anyhow, we have Fira right here, and I think we've literally fought a grand total of like 4 kinds of Pokemon in this area, just because there aren't a whole lot of normal flying types you guys can run with at this stage, are there? Anyway, down goes the last Bird Keeper. And he seems a little upset. Alright, so before we proceed any further, I think I just want to head back and heal just because we're right here and we can do it. So we're going to wrap right around here. And also, I gotta say, I really like the color of this area. I know it's basically pink, but honestly, after seeing green for so darned long on the way down here, a nice change of scenery is very good. Anyway, since I really don't plan on using the Good Rod in the near future, I'm going to deposit it here. Also, I should really check and see how many Pokemon I have deposited. Really? I can't even check. Okay. Can I view the number through change? Yeah. No. Yes? No? You know what? Whatever. I've ranted in the past about how really, really, really clunky the PC system is in this game, and it's not really a fault of the game, it's more a fault of the hardware being able to only keep one box in memory at a time. But that doesn't make it any less frustrating. Anyway, now that we are all healed up, I think we are going to end things off here. So, this past episode of Pokemon Yellow, we made our way here to Fuchsia City finally, just to discover in between episodes by Googling that I would probably get completely destroyed by the gym leader here, so we decided to proceed out this way and back north. So we're going to be knocking out a lot of routes in this little set of episodes here. And next time on Pokemon Yellow, we are going to be exploring this way. Just so you guys know, you're going to want to bring a bike. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
ニョロモ、オタマポケモン、高さ 0.6 メートル、重さ 12.4 キログラム、すべすべした黒い皮膚は薄く湿っている。内臓の一部が透けて渦巻き状に見える。